But what up?
My guy, what's going on, man? How you doing, bro?
I'm good. You know it's always a pleasure when we link, man. I'm happy to see you.
Of course,
You
brother. Of
doing
course.
big things. You know what I'm saying? I just want to stamp that here. I want to get that on wax right now.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing a lot of crazy things right now. It's coming full circle. So I just really
Mm-hmm.
want to congratulate you, and I'm super excited to just not just me. Matter of fact, I think everybody, I think the world about to be super excited with this conversation because we just want to know how'd you get to where you are,
Mm-hmm.
and then how you gonna get past that? Because right now is only the beginning, but I think we should just take it back and just start at the beginning.
Well, before we do that, I want to give you your flowers for being a man of your word and giving me the interview. And I'm blessed for the opportunity. You too, Prime. Behind the camera, y'all can't see him, but he's a good dude. But
I appreciate that.
Brownsville, man, Brownsville, Brooklyn, man. 10 boy to be exact.
The 10.
Yeah, my upbringing was a little different as a kid. I had everything I wanted, So when people portray these stories of Brownsville, you hear like this crazy life or this, how it's so bad and whatnot. And for me, it was a fairy tale. It was great. I didn't have any crazy things happen to me growing up. My life was good growing up for the most part.
It's funny you say that because I'm from Brownsville too. You know that. That's where we
Yeah.
come from. But a lot of people ain't had that life. You know what I'm saying? I for one ain't had that life. A lot of people we know ain't have that life. How you think that impacted you? How you think that helped shape you?
I mean, it made me to the man I am today. Like growing up in Brownsville, you learn certain things that you probably won't learn in anywhere else, like just day to day activity. I grew up in a project, so growing up in a project is a little bit different. Growing up versus in an apartment building, meaning apartment building is probably about I want to say 40, 50 people, 60 people in a building, give or take. You got about 50, 60 people once you hit like 6 floors in a project. You get what I'm saying? My building is 14 floors. So I got about 6, 7 apartments to a floor. So you grow a little bit, you learn different things quicker and faster than the normal kid.
All right, all right. For me, like you said, you mentioned apartments. So,
Hmm.
I'm down the block. My
Yeah,
building was 4 stories. I had two sides. That's 4 and 4. Might as well be 8 stories. Who's counting, right?
yeah.
But some of us is like it's just having that community in Brownsville that really shape you. You know what I'm saying? It's a different type of community in the Ville.
Yeah, but the thing that I don't like with Brownsville, man, they get a bad rap and they try to make it seem like it's any different than anywhere else. They East New York, Brownsville, Bed-Stuy. To me, it's all the same thing. All of the same activities happen. To me, every hood is the same in the sense of it's all the same characters. Meaning, you got funny dudes everywhere, you got athletes everywhere, you got gangsters everywhere. It's just figuring out who's who and where do you fit in that.
So you say you got funny dudes, you got athletes, right? You got different characters. Who's Bo? Like where you falling at?
Oh, at one point, I wanted to be an athlete.
All
That was my goal at one
Okay.
point. Basketball was
Mm-hmm.
was was everything to me at one point. It gave me something to do. It was one of them sports where I could play and I didn't need anybody to play with me. You know what I mean? And I'm the only child. You know what I mean? So I didn't need anybody to be there with me. I could go to the court with my ball, could be in the park all night long, just me. And it was an activity. It was fun for me.
So when did you get in the ball? Like when basketball hit you?
I want to say I was about 11, 12 years old.
11,
I
12.
started going to the park and I just fell in love with the game. Like it was something to do. It was something I could do on my own. Being I'm the only child, you learn that you have to be your own best friend sometimes. You got to do things on your own and you got to figure out a way to, make stuff work for you. So me going to the park with my boy Bristol Park, me going to the park with
Shout out
my
to Bristol. Shout
shout
out
out
to
to
Bristol
Bristol,
Park.
me going to the park with my boy every day by myself, it gave me something to do. And it gave me freedom in a sense, like, yo, I can get out the house and I could be going for 6, 7 hours and I'm not doing nothing illegal or doing something bad.
That's
I'm
a
having
fact.
fun.
That's a
Yeah,
fact.
definitely, bro.
So it sounded like Bull was taking you places. You know what I'm saying? Like Bull was taking you places. So you went to Bristol Park. Everybody in Brownsville know Bristol Park, right?
Hmm.
Legendary Park. But like, talk about some other places you went with Bull. Where'd you play ball at? Give me that. Like, where else you play ball at? What parks?
Oh, all over Brownsville.
All over.
All over Brownsville. Honestly, I didn't go far with the game of basketball due to the fact that for me, once I realized that I wasn't gonna get paid, Like I wasn't once I realized I wasn't going to the NBA. Like I kind of fell out of love with the game in the sense meaning I'm not gonna get paid for this, so I'm not about to continue to give this my all.
All right, so you said you started playing ball like 11, 12, but then you fell out of the game wasn't. You realized you wouldn't get this money from the game. So when was that? Was that like high school?
That
I
was high
know
school. That was high school. That was after I left Lincoln.
Lincoln.
Yeah,
Lincoln. Talk about Lincoln.
I went to Lincoln High School. I had plans of being the next great New York City guard.
I just before we dig deep in Lincoln, right? For everybody out there who don't know where Lincoln at, because right now we know you from Brownsville.
Yeah.
Tell us where Lincoln is at.
Lincoln is in Coney Island.
How somebody from Brownsville
Yeah.
get to I get it though. I'm a Brooklynite, but like that's kind of far. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of a trip.
Sebastian Telfair. Sebastian Telfair was the reason why I went to Lincoln.
Shout out to Sebastian.
I've like that was my idol. You feel me? That was the reason why I wanted to go to Lincoln. He played ball. I never seen no shit like that before in my life. It was just a different time. He was just a different player, and I imitated him. I tried to be like him, and that was the reason I went to Lincoln. To be honest with you, I thought I was gonna be the next.
Sebastian.
Yeah, that's what I thought at least.
Talk to me about Lincoln. What was Lincoln like? I went to transit, you know what I'm saying? But what was
Lincoln,
Lincoln like?
Lincoln is like a basketball powerhouse, right? So it's like it was like a different world in the sense of like just basketball wise. Like everything is basketball related. Like you know what I'm saying? A basketball team is the best team in the school.
Lincoln was killing it. Y'all had it for a hot minute too. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie. That was a crazy time in Brooklyn. Lincoln
It's
had
the
it.
it's the best team in the school. Everything that's like it's just revolved around basketball pretty much. That's the only reason why I went there. Mind you, if you don't know, Brownsville to Coney Island on a train is at least an hour.
It is, bro.
And I had to be to school at 8 in the morning every day. You know what I'm
And
saying?
you did
So
that.
yeah, I had to get up at 6 in the morning.
That's passion.
Now, mind you, at 14, 13 years old, I haven't been out of Brownsville by myself. I've been 2, 3 block radius my whole life. My first time getting on a train was me going to high school alone. I didn't even know how to use a Metro card. I didn't like. I never been like. I'm in a 2, 3 block radius. I'm not going nowhere. The furthest I'm going is probably to Bristol by myself and back. You know, I'm only child. I'm isolated and by myself. So it was a different experience. But I had some people there with me at Lincoln that made it cool in the sense of like we knew each other. I had my boy Buddy. We went to junior high school together. He went to Lincoln. I had my boy Kev Minner. He was an older guy from the neighborhood. He actually played on the team at Lincoln when I was a senior. When he was a senior, I was a freshman. So I had some people there. So it wasn't far fetched for me to go there.
When we talk about Lincoln and Sebastian, I start thinking about NBA, right?
Yeah.
So what's your outlook on what was your outlook on trying to make it to the NBA, and where did that stop? Like what was the cutoff?
For me personally, and I wish I would have had like a big brother or somebody to tell me this. I thought that to make it to the NBA, I had to be Sebastian Telfair, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant. I had to be one of these elite guys. Not realizing, and I didn't realize this until I got older. You don't have to be those guys to make it to the NBA. You just have to be good at
Ooh,
what you do.
preach,
You know what I'm saying?
preach, talk that shit.
If you're a shooter, you can have a job in another country. You can have a
Hmm.
job in the NBA if you're a defender. Whatever it is that you choose to do, you just have to be great at what you do. And I didn't know that at the time. I got to be a superstar and I got to be this and that. And if I had some mentorship, it probably would have helped me because my game wasn't developing at a fast enough rate where I can make it anywhere. I was decent. I can shoot a little bit, but I'm thinking this is not good enough because I'm not LeBron.
Wrong, you're not Sebastian.
Yeah, I'm not these people. So in my mind, I'm not good enough. But if I just continued to work on my shot, maybe I could have had a job somewhere in another country or something like that. Or maybe the NBA. Yeah.
A lot of people don't think like that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us don't know about those are the outlets, those are the avenues
Yeah.
when it come to ball, right? The NBA is the NBA. It's the place you want to be. So we just like, how do I get to the NBA? right? But I see what you're doing now, and that's what even brought us here today with what you're doing with top press, right? Like putting that together and giving people different outlet for ball.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when did that idea spark? 'Cause that's something great you're doing, and we want to
I
know
mean,
more.
for me, top press started pretty much I want to say about 2 to 3 years ago. Like I was sitting around and I was thinking to myself, like, I'm going to Gersh Park, I'm going to Zone 6, and
You outside for real?
I'm going to these parks to to watch the games and whatnot. And it's 15, 20 minutes away. And remember how I said there's no difference between Brownsville and East New York. There's no difference between Brownsville and Bed-Stuy. They have tournaments and they have all these things there, and we don't have anything in Brownsville. There's nothing in Brownsville. So in my mind, even though it's fun to go there, I have fun going there, but why we don't have nothing? Gersh is right across the street from the projects. So whatever could go on in Gersh can happen in Brownsville. It's the same thing.
100%.
So we don't have nothing. So I came up with a plan of I said I wanted to do a league. I wanted to do a 5-on-5 league, and that was my plan initially. But it didn't happen like that. When people hear Brownsville, it's like they automatically,
They
oh,
get
I'm
nervous,
not coming to Brownsville.
right?
Yeah, I'm not coming to Brownsville. You know
They
what I
get
mean?
nervous. That's a fact.
I'm not going there. I'm not doing nothing there at all. So I just said, you know what? I'm gonna keep at this, and I'm gonna find a way to make people want to come. So shout out to Kev Minna, shout out to Fred. Kev Minna is the guy that I went through with Lincoln with. He was the older guy. Fred is a guy that I trained with when I was younger, but Fred moved to PA, so he'll come back and forth and visit and whatnot. But they both from the block. Kev got family from the block. Kev from Tilden, Coney Island. Fred is from the block. And they the same age, but I was sitting there thinking one day, like, yo, I never seen these dudes on the court at the same time.
Mm.
So I thought about it, like I never seen these two dudes on the court at the same time. And I just started asking, yo, who would win between Fred and Kev? And like I was getting different
You a
answers.
funny guy.
I
You a
was
funny
getting like
guy. You a
different
funny
answers.
guy.
Like people had Fred, people had Kev. So when the 5-on-5 thing didn't work out because nobody wanted to come to Brownsville, my next thing was, all right, let me see if I could do a 1-on-1. I had just previously went to a 1-on-1. It was the trenches, New Jersey versus New York. It was in Nazareth High School, and I just thought, like, you know what? If I can't do this 5-on-5, I already got the permit for the park. Let me try to do something else. Let me try to do this 1-on-1. So Kev was with it, Fred was with it. I set the game up, and I had some other games around it to make it all come together.
You say you made it come together, and I know that was rough. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
know it's not easy. You're a
yeah.
one man army, one
hmm
man band. Talk about some of those road bumps and putting it together.
Um, it was set up for June 19th, which was Father's Day. I lost my mom May 1st. My mother passed away May 1st.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. During that time, I didn't know if I wanted to continue to even do this, like the whole process of doing this, because the dates are so close. Like losing my mother May 1st, games is June 19th. I had previously told my mother about it, like, Mom doing these games, and all right, I'm gonna be there, I'm gonna come out and show you love, I'm gonna come support you. And when my mom died, it was kind of like, do I really want to continue to do this? Like, I don't. This is too short of a time. Like, I just need time to balance my thoughts and figure out what I want to do. Because I didn't know what I wanted to do at the time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't. We all know at some point our parents we gonna lose them. That's how it usually goes. You lose your parents. That's how it goes. But you can never plan it. You never know when it's gonna happen. You just wake up one day and it's over. So I'm trying to figure out in my mind mentally, like, yo, am I capable of doing this right now? And I decided, like, I'm gonna do it. Why wouldn't I do it? Like, she wanted me to do this. She knew I was gonna do this, and I'm gonna grind through it. I'm gonna figure it out, and she's watching over. However it works out, it works out. And that was my plan going into it. So when I set up the games, I had Fred versus Cav. I had Hondo. Shout out to my boy Hondo. I had Hondo versus Ty Breezy, and I had Carloso versus Ring. And those was the games that was scheduled for Father's Day, June 19th. Those were the games that I came up with.
You changed the game with that. I'm not gonna lie, the hood went crazy. And
Yeah.
I just want to commend you for the perseverance. Like you really pushed through. Uh, Anybody losing a parent, losing somebody, just traumatic experience in general, right?
Hmm.
Thinking about losing your mom, man. You opened up talking about you were spoiled
Hmm.
as the only child, sheltered, right?
Hmm.
And that just go back to your mom doing what she had to do to make sure you was well taken care of in Brownsville, right? You talk about going to Bristol, 2-3 block radius, right? Walking to
Hmm.
Bristol, never being on the train till you got to high school, right? Because your mom did all of that
No,
for you.
never been on a train by myself in a sense.
Never been, yeah, never
So
traveling by
I was
yourself.
with like me and my friends. We'll go places, but I ain't never been on a train by myself. My first time swiping a Metro card by myself was high school. We
Mm.
was jumping the train. We was jumping the
Sounds
turnstile.
about right.
So
Sounds
I
about right.
never had to swipe a Metro card in my life until I got to high school.
Okay.
So it was like a different experience. But I just say I'm gonna keep pushing with this. I'm gonna keep going with it because at the end of the day, I'm living for a bigger purpose. I'm living to make my mother proud.
That's a fact, and that's strong. I know a
Yeah,
lot of people. It's just big, right? Some people to fold it, some people to close shop, but you kept pushing, and you made it happen,
yeah.
right? And not only did you make it happen, it's still happening, and it's still growing,
Hmm.
right? And with it growing, I know there's a lot that go on with that, learning the ins and out of this business, right? And even when it comes to like making sure um, the audience is taken care of, the permits, they're having the right cameraman to get the footage, right? So, how was that first go round, right?
My footage never came out. My
That's
my
that's
footage
crazy.
never came out. So I don't want to give. You know what I'm saying? The dude. I don't even want to speak on his name,
You
but
don't
I
gotta
can.
say his
Yeah, I
name.
can tell you what happened. So you know, I'm trying to put this together. So I'm looking for a cameraman, and I'm like, yo, I gotta find me a cameraman to do this and whatnot, and I need somebody to do this. I'm like, all right, bet. So people was telling me $500-$600. Excuse me, $500-$600, outrageous prices, and I'm like, I only paid $600 to get the permit. I'm not paying $600 for
So
a
the
camera.
permit was 600.
I had a permit because, mind you, when I got the permit,
Yeah,
I was gonna do a 5-on-5 tournament. I got the permit from June 19th to August 6th every weekend. You know what I'm saying?
and that's why it cost 600 because it was
That's
multiple
why, yeah,
days.
it was from June to August.
All right, all
You know what
right.
I'm saying?
You
So
had the sum on lock.
that was the day. That's what I was gonna do. So it's like $600-$700. I'm like, nah, this is ridiculous. So I run across a kid. You know what I'm saying? He's from Brownsville as well. So I said, you know what?
And he from Brownsville.
He from Brownsville as well. I'm gonna give somebody an opportunity.
Come on,
I'm gonna
man.
give somebody an opportunity to where I'm from, and we could come up together. You know.
I love it. Giving back to the hood.
Now, mind you, I asked him what was his price. He told me $150.
Reasonable.
So in my mind, no, that was a steal. It was almost too hard to believe, but now I see
Yeah.
why.
Yeah, you're right. You
Right?
get what you pay for.
I see
You get what
why.
you pay
Right?
for. You
I
get what
see
you pay
why.
for.
Right? So I'm like, all right, cool. Like, and mind you, this is not like a strange instance where he shot videos for people that I know.
Oh,
So
okay.
this is another reason why I decided to go because somebody I know knows him. So in my mind, I'm thinking like, all right, well, he from here. Somebody I know knows him. You know what I'm saying? We meet up. I give him the deposit. Everything smooth. He comes. Let me get to that. Before I even get to that, my boy Chulo. Shout out to Chulo, right?
Shout out to Chulo.
Chulo told me after I gave him a deposit, yo, you using him? Yo, he stole my money. I want to be.
Nah.
He's
Hold on. I'm about to hold on. I gotta pull. That's crazy. So wait, hold on. So you hold on. So you gave him the bread after you gave him the deposit. That Chulo was like,
Chulo was like, yo, I want to do something to him. He stole my money.
nah,
I said, not at my event, bro. You gotta if you
this is
catch him, catch
crazy,
him
bro.
outside, right? But in
First
my
of all, look, allegedly, because I know Chulo was a God friend, man. He's a good dude.
oh
And I
nah,
know
listen, Chulo was gonna Chulo was gonna whip him, but the whole thing was I told him like, please, bro, not at my shit. If you catch him out of bounds,
Cause Chulo's a good guy. Chulo's a good
outside,
guy.
whatever
Chulo's a
you
good
choose
guy.
to do with him, but I can't have this here.
Yeah, nah, of course not.
So when he told me, and I say, yo, bro, I already gave him something, and
That's
I
crazy.
know I'm not gonna be able to get it back now if I ask for it back. You know what I'm saying? So it was like more of a thing. Like I already paid them, bro. Like I just hope he'll do that to me, and he did that to me.
So wait, so he's a bandit. He's a bandit. He's on the run. Yo, listen,
I don't-
cameraman, wherever you are, we not gonna say your name, but fuck you. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I'm trying. Listen, man. At the end of the day,
You cold for that, and you can't keep robbing niggas, man.
God.
And you can't keep robbing cats from Brownsville at that. You from Brownsville, you robbing people.
Oh,
That's cold.
I didn't get robbed. I can't speak on the dynamics of what took place or what happened, in a sense, you know. But God bless that kid. He got away with it, but he didn't get away with it. If you know what I mean. But
Listen, cameraman, I know you out there somewhere. And if you hear this, if you want to come up here and share your side of the story, I'm more than willing to interview
nah,
you.
he can't come nowhere near me.
Look.
He can't
If you
come
want to
nowhere
share your
near.
side of the story, just give me a call, man.
He can't come nowhere near me. But that's a whole nother topic. But basically, you know, I gave somebody opportunity to make something happen, and you know where I'm from, and they took advantage of the situation. And I heard recently it just got bad for the kids. So God bless him on his journey, you know. But moving forward, I had other events. So in my mind, I'm like, all right, man, I need to find somebody else that's
Yeah.
not gonna waste my time because these are a lot of mind you. I've been playing these events
For years.
from at least with Kevin Fred for a while. So when that footage didn't drop,
That's crazy.
when Hondo footage didn't drop,
Come on,
when
man.
all these games didn't drop,
And we talking about ballers.
it made me look crazy in a sense, right?
And this was your first event.
It's my first event. I've been planning this shit for a while. Like we shot trailers, we did the whole 9 yards, right? So I'm trying to find a cameraman, but I'm trying to find a cameraman that's not gonna kill my pockets at the time.
That's
either.
right, because the first one was 150.
Yeah, right.
But you get what you pay for.
So I'm on the grid one day, right?
Okay.
I see Isaiah Whitehead. Isaiah Whitehead is looking for a cameraman, right? And I think it was a couple. I think somebody added. I don't know how it happened, but I ran across my dude Prime. Shout out to Prime behind the camera now. I ran across Prime, and
Shout out to Prime.
I hit Prime up. You know, we started talking, and I let him know what happened with my first situation. Prime said, "I'll come do it for free." Now in my mind, I'm like, shit, I can't get robbed now. He doing it for
But
free.
look, you get what you pay for. So that's risky business.
And this is why I'm
And
shouting.
shout out to Prime.
This
Though.
is why I'm shouting Prime out. If you need any camera work, please go to Prime Focus.
Say that one more time for the people.
Prime Focus. Please go to Prime Focus.
Well, he got an Instagram handle or something where we go.
Prime Focus. Prime Focus is his Instagram.
Prime Focus.
I might be. I'm not. I think it's Prime Focus. I'm not 100% sure.
Just type in Prime
but
Focus in the search
Prime,
box.
Ain't nobody else in the
Just
world named
type
Prime
in Prime
Focus.
Focus on the search
So
box.
you're gonna find them, right? So Prime Focus, right? He said, "Yo, I do it for free." So in my mind, I'm like, "Shit, that's great." He came out. He did the second event for free, mind you.
The second event?
He did the second event.
I was there.
He did the second event.
was
You
there.
bought a VIP seat.
I had VIP seats, but it ain't about nothing.
He did the second event for free, right? Now, mind you, right? Mind you, on his Instagram, you can't see, he doesn't have a picture of himself, so I don't even know what he looks like.
That's a real cameraman.
He's in the park the whole time.
You don't even know who.
And I'm calling him, and he like, yo, I'm right here. I seen
but
him
you don't
30
know
times.
how he looked.
I seen him 30 times. I didn't know it was him.
Didn't know who it was.
He's in the building. Now, mind you, it's raining and everything at this event.
It was lit though.
It was rain. Listen, it was raining and everything.
Was
at
good.
any given time, he could have said, "Yo, bro,
I'm out of here.
Let's try to do this another day.
I need an umbrella.
It's raining. I don't want to be out." He stood. He did the interview, and I always give him his flowers for that because, you know, he held me down when he didn't have to. You know what I'm saying? So if you ever need any camera work done, music video, anything, please Prime Focus.
Prime Focus.
Prime Focus. So we did the games. He did the games. He got me the footage immediately, you know, and that was right there. That was everything. I was able to put the first game out, which was Rico versus JoJo.
Yeah.
Rico versus JoJo was the first
Yeah.
game that I put out, and
Yeah.
right now that game is at about 2,500 views.
Let's keep it going. Matter of fact, yo, Bo, where can we find it? Say it one time for the people.
Top Press Basketball.
Top Press Basketball. That's the handle on the gram, YouTube, everything.
Everything.
Top Press Basketball. Let's get those views up.
1P.
1P. Let's get those views up.
You feel me? So the game came out, and for the amount of views that game did, it made me wonder, like, yo, imagine if I would have had Fred and Kev game. Imagine if you, because this was built up for so long. So
they know where to get that footage. They ain't no way to.
That footage. Listen, the kid said he was sick. At this point, I don't know. He said he was sick. I think he got lupus or some shit. I don't know, but God bless him or whatever he got.
God bless him.
Or whatever he got going on in his life.
Pray for the kid. Pray for the kid, y'all. We want the footage. We want the footage.
Don't pray for him. Fuck him.
Look. We need the footage. Wherever you are, we need the footage. Wherever you are, we need the footage.
I don't want the footage. I want my money at this point.
Bo want his money. The people need the footage. All right.
But neither here there. I got the second game done, and it was great. Shout out to Prom though. And moving forward, I did another event. August 6th was my last event of the summer. What I have on that card? I had Rico against Joe, which is JoJo's brother. I had a couple games on that card. I can't remember. I'm not gonna lie, I've been drinking, but I had a couple games on that card.
Shout out to The Rock.
Yeah.
Shout out to The Rock.
This shit is busting my skull.
Listen.
Look,
we ain't getting no sponsorships yet.
Yeah. Get them a sponsorship though.
But Termana,
yeah, this shit.
You know what I'm saying? We fuck with y'all heavy.
Yeah.
To be honest, we fuck with The Rock.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to him. That was one of my
Shout out to
favorite
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Word, son. That nigga got this shit. Shit.
That shit good.
Busted right now.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Termana. Shout out to The Rock.
Shout out to that nigga. Word. But I did an event on August 6th. That was my last event of the summer. And I had my guy Ray Mooker. Shout out to Ray Mooker. He came.
Shout out to Ray.
He came. He shot the footage for this game or whatever like that. Prime couldn't make it. He had to work. So I had Ray Mooker. He came and shot the footage, and He Got Game. Shout out to He Got Game too. He came and shot. He came and did a hell of a job with the trailers and whatnot. I didn't even know he was gonna be there. Stan brought him to the event.
Oh shit!
Stan brought him to the, mind you. I've been talking to this, mind you. This is another dude.
Yeah.
With no picture. So I don't know what he.
Shout out to all the real cameramen who you don't listen. If you don't know how they look, you finna book. All right. So if you can't see them, that's how you know they working, man.
Listen. So yeah, if you got your picture, you a cameraman. You got your picture. Your shit whack.
Come on, your shit whack.
So look, right. Stan brings him. Mind you, I've been talking to this dude for 2 days before. I never knew what he looked like.
Don't know what he looked like.
Stan come in the park. This white dude with a ponytail. He like, hey, Bo, who the fuck is this, Stan? Who the fuck you got? Who the fuck is this?